Hello, welcome back to Larissa Ranks Things. My name is Larissa, and today we're ranking all the movies in the Jurassic Park cinematic universe. I have my dinosaur shirt on today that I'm pretty excited about. I really like dinosaurs, if you didn't know that. I think they're really cool. My favorite dinosaurs are velociraptors and stegosauruses. And yeah, there's some fun facts for you. So today we're gonna rank all three Jurassic Park movies with the two Jurassic World movies. And I'm pretty psyched because I like dinosaurs, like I just said, and so dinosaur movies are awesome. As usual, there are gonna be like spoilers for everything. I'm gonna ruin all these movies for you. So get ready and let's get to it. So, like I said, we're ranking all the movies of the Jurassic Park cinematic universe. Here we go. In last place is Jurassic Park 2: The Lost World. I hate this movie. I hate this movie so much. So basically we have John Hammond and Jeff Goldblum, right? John Hammond is like, oh my god, we have all these dinosaurs on this other island, and I want to assemble a team to go to the island and like take field notes on the dinosaurs and kind of like study them, and like it'll be cool. And so he's like trying to get this team going, and he has everyone, and he's like, Jeff Goldblum, I want you to be on the team that goes to the island and like studies the dinosaurs. And Jeff Goldblum is like, absolutely not. I am never gonna go to your island, and you're really stupid for having people go to this island with dinosaurs. And then John Hammond is like, well, psych, your girlfriend is on my team and she's on the island. And so Jeff Goldblum is like, oh my god, I cannot believe my girlfriend is on this death island of dinosaurs. So he goes to the island because he's like, I need to bring her home and like protect her or whatever. So they go to the island, and again, their whole purpose is that they're going to the island and they're gonna like take field notes and like study the dinosaurs. But then they get to the island, and it turns out that InGen, which is like the corporation that John Hammond has, InGen is the one that like made Jurassic Park, kind of like that was like their thing. But I don't think he's like in charge of it anymore. I don't know. So InGen has this team of people who are being sent to the island to capture dinosaurs, to bring them to San Diego, to put them in this like zoo kind of thing, like in the middle of San Diego, like dinosaur zoo. And so Jeff Goldblum and his girlfriend Julianne Moore and like a few other people, they go to the park and are like, okay, we're studying dinosaurs. And then they see the other team like literally like capturing these dinosaurs and putting them in cages and like hurting them, and they're like, what the heck, that sucks. And so I think they like set all the dinosaurs loose or something. And then like the evil team, the main guy leading the team, he's like, I want to like hunt a T-Rex. And so he captures this baby T-Rex and ties it up and is like, oh, I'm gonna lure the mom out with this baby T-Rex. And then Julianne Moore sees and is like, oh my god, this T-Rex is hurt. And so she frees the baby T-Rex, takes it back to their RV to like give it medical treatment or something. And then the mom T-Rex comes to their RV and is like, you have my child, I'm gonna kill you. And so then like a bunch of like stuff happens, and then like both teams are like, oh, nothing is going right, we have to get off the island. So then they kind of like come together, but they don't really like each other. And then like the movie is just them trying to like get off the island. And then like in the last like 40 minutes, they get back to San Diego. You think the movie's over, and then they're like, nope, it's not over. We're having a whole new plot now. And so it turns out that the stupid team who is like hunting the dinosaurs and whatever brought the mom and baby T-Rex on a boat over to San Diego, and they get loose. And so then there's like a T-Rex loose in San Diego. And then Julianne Moore and Jeff Goldblum are like, oh my god, we have to get this T-Rex. And so then they like lure the T-Rex back to like the boat, and then I don't know what happens. Maybe they send it back. But basically that's the movie. It sucked. I literally hated it so much. So first of all, I just think the plot was so horrible. Like, they went to the island to do like what they needed to do. They were going to the island to study the dinosaurs, and then it's like 15 minutes into the movie, that whole plot is out the window, and it's just like 2 hours of them trying to get off the island. But it's like, why did you go on the island in the first place? Also, this plot didn't need to happen. Like, there's no point to this movie. It didn't do anything for the franchise. It didn't like serve any cool purpose. Like, there was no reason for this movie to exist. And then like, so the first half, or like the first like 3/4, it's like, this is so dumb. Like, this did not need to happen. And then you think it's finally over and you're free. And then they bring in this whole new plot of like the dinosaur loose in San Diego. Like, that felt like 2 separate movies. Like, that was not, why did they do that? Also, I almost cried. Like, the dinosaur cruelty in this movie was so sad. They were like, you could watch them like separating the one dinosaur like off from its pack, and like the dinosaurs were like crying like in the cages, and like the baby T-Rex, when it was like all injured and like being like, it was like tied down and trapped because like the hunter was trying to like get the mom to come. That was so sad. Like, this dinosaur cruelty, I'm not here for it, and it was really upsetting to watch, and the movie was just horrible. So I think that it shouldn't exist, and I'm really annoyed that I watched it. In 4th place, we have Jurassic World 2: Fallen Kingdom. So the sequels are bad in both of these, so I don't know what's up with sequels. This movie was not very good. Like, so we have, this is Jurassic World, right? We're not in the park anymore, we're in the world. So we have Chris Pratt and Claire. They were the main people in the Jurassic World movie. And so we have all the dinosaurs on the island, and then it turns out, oh, there's a volcano on the island, and all the dinosaurs are gonna die if they don't get rescued. So it might still be InGen. I don't know what the heck company was like doing stuff, but this guy who was like the main dude, he's like, oh, Claire, like, I want to build a dinosaur sanctuary and help all these dinosaurs and get them off the island. Can you get Chris Pratt to help us find the velociraptors? And she was like, yeah, okay, I want to save the dinosaurs. And so she gets Chris Pratt to go, and they're like, oh, we have to find Blue, who's the velociraptor. And so they like end up getting a bunch of dinosaurs and putting them on this boat, and then we see like the island die. And it was really sad because like the dinosaurs who didn't get off the island were like crying because they were like dying in lava. That was sad. And so, but then they find out that there's no dinosaur sanctuary, and the main guy is just like the worst, and he's taking all these dinosaurs and he's like auctioning them. So they get back and they find out, so they're at this like mansion house, and then in the basement is like a dinosaur like jail. And so they have an auction where all these like rich people come, and then they bid on the dinosaurs, and then the dinosaurs are being sold. And then they unveil this new dinosaur that they bred, and it's called like the Indoraptor or something. And it's bred for like military purposes, so it's supposed to be like the perfect weapon to like hunt things in like a war or like a military context or something. So then they're like, oh, here's this new dinosaur making, and then Chris Pratt and the girl Claire, they set one of the dinosaurs loose from the jail, and then it like interrupts the auction, and then everyone is like going crazy because they're like, oh my god, we're gonna get eaten by a dinosaur. But then one fool literally ends up setting loose the Indoraptor, and so the Indoraptor is now on the loose in this mansion. And Chris Pratt and Claire are like, oh my god, there's an Indoraptor loose in the mansion, we have to kill it. And so it's like them trying to kill it, and then there's this like little girl who's there, and she, I don't know what she does, but she's there. And then, so like I said, in the basement there's this dinosaur jail, and something happens where there's like gas being emitted in the jail, and so if the dinosaurs don't get free, like they're gonna suffocate and all the dinosaurs are gonna go extinct in this basement. And so the little girl, turns out she was like genetically engineered just like the dinosaurs were, with like cloning stuff, because I don't know, whatever. And so she's like, oh, like if we let these dinosaurs die because they were like genetically cloned or something, then like I should just die, right? I don't want to die. That's not cool. Like they're as real as I am. So she frees all the dinosaurs. And so now there's just like all these dinosaurs loose on the mainland. And it's like, why would you do that? Like you can live, but like why would you set the dinosaurs free? I don't know. So that was the second movie. And I don't think this movie needed to be made. Like it didn't really serve any purpose. Again, like dinosaur cruelty, dinosaurs being caged and like hurt and like electrocuted, like I'm not into that. And so I didn't love that. However, I did like, there was a lot of just like, dinosaur movie, dinosaurs eating people, and that was fun. So I liked that. But like overall, this didn't need to happen. And yeah. In third place, we have Jurassic Park 3. This was just like a classic dinosaur movie, and like I enjoyed it for what it was. So basically we have Sam Neill, who was from the first Jurassic Park, and this like rich couple, and they're like, Sam Neill, we want to go like tour the island by plane and have you like point to the dinosaurs and like tell us about them. And he's like, ew, I literally have no interest in going back to that island. But they're like, we'll fund your paleontology project. And he's like, fine, I have no money, okay. And so they go, and he ends up falling asleep on the plane, and then he wakes up and they landed the plane, and he's like, what is going on? And the couple was like, psych, our son is missing on this island and we need you to help us get him home. And he's like, I cannot believe you just like kidnapped me. I'm really unhappy about this. And yeah, so he's also there with like his research assistant or something. And so it's like them, like the couple and him, and then like the research assistant. And they're looking for the son, and then they end up finding the son. And then the research assistant, they find like a baby velociraptor nest, and he takes one of the eggs because he's like, this is sick. And then Sam Neill finds out and is like, oh my God, why would you take this egg? And he was like, it's cool. And then the velociraptors, because they're missing their egg, and like the group has it, the velociraptors are like hunting them because they want their child back, right? And so then it's like them trying to like not die, but also like get the egg back to the velociraptors so that they're not being hunted anymore. And it's just like fun, like, ooh, trying to run from the dinosaurs, and then dinosaurs are like eating people. And then there's this cool scene in like they're in like a bird cage, and there's like a, what's it called? Petrie. Pterodactyl. And there's like this pterodactyl scene that's like, we're being chased by a pterodactyl, and then it's cool. And so yeah, I liked that. I think again, like classic dinosaur movie in the sense of just like, dinosaurs are coming, and it was so fun to see them. And what I really liked about this movie is that like the velociraptors were the star, because I feel like we all talk about the T-Rex, and it's all about the T-Rex, but velociraptors are so cool, and I feel like they really got to have their moment in this movie, so I liked that. However, again, like, yes, I enjoyed this movie, but like, was it good and did it need to exist? No. In second place, we have Jurassic World. So, I mean, I have to say, there's just some sick dinosaurs in here. Like, I can't complain about that. We got to see some cool stuff. So basically, we have Chris Pratt, who, like, is best friends with a bunch of velociraptors, and he's like training them and stuff. And then we have Claire, who like runs the Jurassic World theme park, and her two nephews are visiting, and that's like a thing. And so what happens is the park genetically creates this new dinosaur called the Indominus Rex. And the Indominus Rex is super smart, and it ends up escaping its cage, and it gets loose in the Jurassic World Park. And then the nephews end up like coming across it, and they're like, oh my gosh, Indominus Rex. And then they like escape, but then they're like on the run in the park. And then Claire and Chris Pratt are like, oh my god, my nephews, or like just Claire is like, oh my god, my nephews are missing. I don't want them to die. We need to help rescue them. And Chris Pratt is like, yeah, okay, let's rescue them. And then it's like this whole thing where they're trying to like kill the Indominus Rex because it's like big and scary and like killing all the other dinosaurs in the park, and it's killing like all the people. And so that's basically what's happening. And then there's this fight scene at the end where they end up cornering like the Indominus Rex. And then like the Velociraptors, there was this part where like it turns out the Indominus Rex is part Velociraptor. And so the raptors were initially supposed to help take down the Indominus Rex, but then they're like, this is one of our kind, we're friends now. But then Chris Pratt, through the magic of friendship, is like, no, Velociraptors, help us. And then the raptors are like, okay. And so the raptors turn on the Indominus Rex and try and like take her down. But then the Indominus Rex is like crushing them, and like 2 of the raptors die, which is so sad. And then you think that Blue is dead. And then they're like, oh my god, we have no hope. And then they are like, okay, we need to take down this dinosaur. So they set loose the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And then the Tyrannosaurus Rex comes in and is like fighting the Indominus Rex. But then the Indominus Rex is winning. And they're like, oh my god. But then you realize that Blue is still alive. And so Blue, she runs to the aid of the T-Rex. And with her help, they are able to kill the Indominus Rex. And it was just such a beautiful moment, because it's like, as a Velociraptor, she's so small, and the Indominus Rex is so big, but it's like she made all the difference. Like, the T-Rex was losing, and then Blue came in and like just like turned the tables or tipped the scale or whatever, and then they were able to win, and it was just so powerful. And so I really liked that. I really love to just see Velociraptors doing their thing and being amazing. So I liked that. Yeah. So I enjoyed the movie, although I will say it kind of frustrated me after watching Jurassic Park, where Laura Dern is so cool. Like, Claire was just like not a good like female lead character. Like, I didn't enjoy watching her, and I like did not love the way that she was framed in contrast with Chris Pratt. And I don't know, rubbed me the wrong way this time around, but whatever. Overall, the movie was fine, and I really like Velociraptors. And then in first place is Jurassic Park. So if you told me 3 years ago that I would be ranking Jurassic Park as the best of these movies, I would have said no, that's not correct. However, I've really enjoyed watching Jurassic Park the last 2 times I watched it. So basically we have Jurassic Park, right? Park for Dinosaurs, and John Hammond is like, hey, Laura Dern and Sam Neill, you're paleontologists. I want you to endorse my park of dinosaurs so that I can have my theme park. And they're like, okay. So then they go to the park, or they didn't know like what it was, but they were like, yeah, whatever, because he was like, I'll fund your research. And they were like, okay, I'll go to your weird island. And so they get there and there's dinosaurs, and they're like, this is crazy. And so they go, and then what happens is there's this guy who's on their like security team who does like programming or whatever, and he is mad at John Hammond for not paying him a lot of money. And so he like defects and does this thing where he's getting paid to steal embryos of dinosaurs to give to this like competing company. And so he shuts down the park like security system so that he can go steal this stuff. But then it's bad because there's also like a storm or something, and then all the like the dinosaurs are not secure anymore. And so the T-Rex gets loose, and it's this whole big thing because Jeff Goldblum and Sam Neill and the 2 grandkids and this lawyer are all in these cars right by the T-Rex paddock when it escapes. And so the T-Rex escapes and is like maybe gonna kill them. What's gonna happen? The lawyer gets eaten, Jeff Goldblum gets injured, and then Sam Neill and the 2 grandkids are like on the run. And then it's like, we need to save my grandkids. So the whole movie is like Laura Dern, John Hammond, and like some other guys, and they are trying to like get the park back up and running and then also make sure the grandkids are okay. And then it's Sam Neill and the grandkids, and they're like trying to not die while they're just like in the middle of the park and there's like dinosaurs loose, right? And so that's the movie. And then it's like this whole thing at the end where like the velociraptors get loose, and that's really cool because again, velociraptors are really cool. And so they're loose, and then there's like this fight scene between the T-Rex and the velociraptors again. And I don't really remember what happens. I don't think there's a conclusion. They just end up getting off the island. And then they're like, oh, that was crazy. And that's the movie. I didn't describe that well at all. But I liked it, and I think it's fun, and there's sick dinosaurs, and I really like it. And I think that it was suspenseful. I have seen it before, but every time it's like a good time. And what really got me the first time I watched it is that I thought the children were really annoying. But after reconsidering, I would act the same way, and I would also be annoying if I was being hunted by a T-Rex. So, fair enough. So yeah, this is Jurassic Park, and it's my favorite of all the movies. And yeah, so that's my rankings. Again, that was all the movies in the Jurassic Park cinematic universe. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I really like dinosaurs, and so I think that you should watch all these movies except Jurassic Park 2, which was horrible, and no one should watch it, and it was one of the worst movies I've seen. So yeah, comment down below what your favorite dinosaur is, and if you agree with any of my rankings as usual. And yeah, that's all. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Cool. Bye.